Well, hello again, guys. If you're watching my videos for the first time, I welcome you and I want to encourage you that you did make the right choice by watching this. Um, I want to let you know, I was a student at one time too, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love math. But one thing that I don't like about math is it makes things way more complicated than it should be. And they throw things like i's and real numbers and imaginary numbers and things just to throw us off. No, don't get me wrong, they have to be there, but I can see where students get confused. And trust me, I was there where you guys are now. So if you're having a hard time with this, don't get discouraged. Just follow along and hopefully we can help you with this. So we have to plot points when we're dealing with complex numbers. We have something like 3 minus 2i, and then another one where it's negative 3 plus 2i, and the other one is just 3i. Well, here's what I'm going to go ahead and teach you guys. This line that's normally our x-axis is going to be considered our real axis, so call that our real axis. And this one that goes up and down, the vertical one, is going to be our imaginary axis, so it acts like our y. So normally we're used to plotting something in x, y form. But now we have complex numbers and they come out in what's considered standard form. Standard form is something in a plus bi. Again, if you've been watching me, you know I'm not a big fan of this stuff. I just have to go ahead and show you just so you see it, because I'm sure that's what you've seen on homework, notes, tests, quizzes, everything of that sort. So here we have 3 minus 2i. So how do we plot that? Well, we actually start at 0. So let's do the first one. I'm going to go ahead and do it in yellow. So 3 minus 2i, it's a positive 3. So that means we go 1, 2, 3. We go to the right, just like a positive x would go to the right. And then it's a negative 2i. So that's telling us on the I-axis, we're going to go down 2 units since it's a negative. So I'm going to go down 1, 2. So our point would actually end up right here. And that's 3 minus 2i. Perfect. What about the next one? Well, now you guys kind of got the hang of it, right? So what's negative 3 plus 2i? Well, we start at 0 again, and now it's a negative 3. And this is a real number, so what are we going to do? We're going to go to the left. We're going to go this way. 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're here, but what else is it saying? Plus 2i. So on our imaginary, it's telling us we're going to go up 2i spaces. 1, 2. And that would be our point there. See, it's really not as complicated as it looks. It's just math has a funny way of making us get confused for no reason, right? And then the last one, well, there is nothing there, so it really acts as a 0. So we don't move anywhere on the real number. And what do? Well, it's a positive 3i, so it means it's saying you go up 3 times on the I. That's the language that it's telling us. Go up 3 times on the I. So we don't move right or left because there's no number there. And we go 1, 2, 3. And that's where 3i would be. So hopefully that was helpful. See, again, it's not as complicated as it looks, but for some weird reason, math has a funny way of making things a lot more confusing at first. But remember, just follow those steps. This tells us where to go on our reals, and this tells us where to go on our i's. If it's a negative, we go down. So negative, we go down I, and a positive, we go up I. And for the real numbers, on a negative, we go to the left, and on the positives, we go to the right. So here, this is a real number because it's not attached to an I. There's not an I. We went to the right 3 spaces, and then we went down 2 spaces on the I. This real number is a negative 3, so that means we go to the left 3 spaces. Think of this negative in the front kind of like an arrow. It's pointing us to the left. It's saying move to the left 3 units. And that's exactly what you want to do. So hopefully this video was helpful. Graphing or plotting complex numbers isn't always easy, but once you get those little tricks in, I think it will help you.